Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Back for another live stream. Always excited to be able to see all of y'all. I mean, I know I'm not actually seeing you, but very excited to be able to interact with you at the very least. So today we're going to do, I have about 45-ish minutes of drawing situated, and after that it'll be done for today. I'm not going to really take any requests for today just because I want to be able to get through this kind of quickly just because it's already pretty late. Yeah, if y'all have questions though about what I'm doing or need me to explain anything in particular about what I'm doing, you can definitely ask, but I probably won't draw anything besides what I have regimented unless it's like going to help really explain what I've already been drawing. So yeah, let's give me 1 second and we will dive right in. Should have got my glasses, but that's alright. Alright. So I have, I think 20 drawings or so. Yeah, 20 drawings. Each one is 2 minutes. I decided to give myself a little more time because they're foreshortened poses. So, yep, each one is 2 minutes, and let's begin. Alright. It's going to be really odd doing 2 minutes after not having done 2-minute drawings for so long. I'm going to have to see how the timing of this all works out. Alright. The thing that you want to be careful of when you give yourself some more time is making sure that you don't lose the energy in your drawing. You're studying a little more, but you don't want to lose the energy. Because if you've done that, you are no longer doing a gesture. You're doing like just straight up a study. Here it goes. Alright. Could probably go in here. Alright, I think that's good. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Alright, so the next one. So yeah, this is just upper body basically. So like with 2 minutes now, I can start to pay more attention to things like the hands, which I mean, every artist hates hands. There are some that actually do enjoy them, right? But hands are extraordinarily important for comic artists because most of the time when you draw foreshortening, you're drawing hands and fists and things like that coming towards the screen. And if you can't draw a hand, you're not going to be able to foreshorten very well as a comic artist. So it's good to give yourself, once you've gotten to a specific level, it's good to give yourself some time to actually put in the hands. And they always come last because, yes, they are super important, in gesture at least. Yes, they are super important, but with that being said, the rest of the body is more important to get in first. Probably even erase this head away. And draw in a new one. All right. Another foreshortened. So this is a pretty dynamic pose. And I am going to apologize because the commentary isn't going to be there like it typically is, just because I'm concentrating really hard because I do need to get these down if I'm going to make an adequate manga. Alright, so that one's good to go. It's funny, it seems like about 1 minute and 45 seconds is actually all I need, but... Nice, got a little break. Alrighty. Ooh, alright, I'm gonna do this pose. Ooh, no, I'm doing this one. Sorry, this, I have some of these, like, pages that have multiple poses, just because I liked almost all the poses. Excuse me. So it was a little difficult for me to choose which one I wanted. Might be able to get 2 in, actually. I have about 45 seconds to get this other pose in. I don't think it's going to work out. Alright, didn't do too bad, considering I did it in 45 seconds. Fix that in a minute. I gotta pull up this quick keys thing because I wanted to make this bigger. And then with stuff like this, I can Perfect. I'm gonna slide down over to here. I'm going to do this pose here. It's a very interesting gesture. It's not inaccurate, it's just interesting. I think I can get another one in really fast in 30 seconds, so let's see. That. These aren't super dynamic, but that's okay. I think we can deal with a quick mixed in, more static pose here and there. Pretty dynamic pose here. This is from One Punch Man. For super dynamic pose references, I would recommend looking at anime stills and then also manga, and then Pinterest has some really good ones. Just be careful what you find or what you use, because you want it to be like a professional that knows what they're doing with anatomy. Because if you get somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing with anatomy, you're going to get really, really poor results, because you're copying from somebody that has either simplified it to a point where you might not be able to recognize what you're actually drawing anymore, or just somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing, and then you're going to learn bad habits. So just be careful about the references that you find online. Like even this one, this is a professional. I don't agree with the shoulder placement in the far shoulder. I don't think that it's close enough to him. So I have edited that for my own work, because shoulder here and then the other shoulder should be right about here. The shoulder in the image is almost where the elbow is. So I disagree with that, so I have changed it. One thing I don't like that I did though is I want this. Alright, got a short break here. If you have any questions about any of the drawings that I'm creating here, just tell me. When you're studying stuff, like doing gesture is a type of study, you want to make sure you're using reference though. You don't want to just do it from imagination. Now, there is imaginative work that is going to be very fruitful, because it's always good to try to draw what you remember, right? That's what drawing from imagination is. You're just drawing from memory. So you do want to flex that muscle too, but just be careful. You don't want to make a habit of just doing that and not doing studies, because then there's no input there, you're not learning anything. The moment you decide you're not going to use references, the moment that you've decided that you're not going to learn anymore. No learning means no gains. No gains means you're going to have a static art career, and people are going to pass you by. Sorry again, I know my commentary while I'm drawing isn't very good, so if you do have any questions, just tell me. But other than that, I'm pretty deep in concentration a good majority of the time. Because these poses are, one, different. I haven't drawn a lot of these like this one. Never drawn this pose before. But two, they're difficult, so... What's up, Coop? Good morning. Can make the head a little bigger. How have you been doing? Currently, it is Friday. That is true. It is Friday, and I'm very happy about it. I had a long work week. What game you been playing lately, Coop? Or games? Persona 5. I'm gonna go with. Nice. I haven't played any of the Persona games. Are they good? They obviously are if you just finished it. Nice, nice. Yeah, sometimes older games are better. Like there's like a there was like a period of time where I think that games were more like concentrated on like getting really nice and tight looking graphics rather than actually creating a good game, and it just like created this like horrible like sequence of like a bunch of games that were just like beautiful, but they were beautiful trash. I'm not saying that that's the case with what you were just talking about, but it's a little bit tangential, however that's said. Just had a stroke trying to say that word. So these are the kinds of poses that I really, really want to work on, where there's a ton of foreshortening. Yeah, I think that actually works better. Just because it's just not something I'm used to drawing. And it requires a lot of exaggeration, which is difficult when you're used to drawing like fairly realistic proportions and stuff. So this is like a really good reference for me. One thing that I'm seeing is I probably need to pull. I don't have enough time now. What I was getting ready to say is there's the hips need to be pushed forward a little bit more. That's all right. Unfortunately, my sister dislikes the music of Persona 4. Oh no. Well, your sister did win the Manga Mike music challenge, or whatever you want to call it. So maybe I would be on board with her. I don't know. Okay, alright. Bro, this is a wild foreshortening. Holy crap. Different vibes. Okay, alright. Bro, yeah, this foreshortening on this one is really crazy. I think I did a pretty decent job, though. Could probably even make the head bigger. Yeah, I think that works. Just imagine 5 as a super stylish and flashy type of music, while 4 is chill. I like chill music. like right now, the song I have playing is a synthwave version of Ocarina of Time. The title music from Ocarina of Time, I should say. Very peaceful. Where is this arm? I can't see it. Oh. I think it just goes straight out. Okay. I was like, what the hell is going on there? Alright. And about 100 hours for a lot of time investment into the games, about 100 hours for first playthrough. Then when you do a new game, you can speed run it, so less time. Nice. There aren't many games. That must mean it's a good game, because there's not very many games, for me at least, that I would play like multiple times, especially like back to back. This is a 2-minute break. I don't know why that is, but did everybody fully recover from the bout of COVID that went through? Almost replayed 5 right after. Yeah, that must be a real good game, man. I'll have to check them out. What are those games like actually about? Like if you had to give me like a 3-sentence summary of them. Alright, I don't feel like waiting for another minute, so we're gonna speed through. High schoolers get stands. Oh, snap. Alright. Alright, I think that there's just four more, and then I'll probably wrap up. I think there might be another set. I can't remember. Oh, sorry, give me 1 second. I will read that in just a jiffy. It's one of those story games where you do a lot of reading and also get a lot of. You either go fight dudes in areas that represent something in their hearts, or for downtime you live life. Nice. That's kind of cool. Yeah, you should see if you can do YouTube videos and get like promotional money. Guys, please play. I wish I had the kind of personality to do like video game streams, but I do not. I am not. I'm not what I would call the most entertaining person on the planet. Like you have to be pretty entertaining to hold people's attention for video games. Yeah, I think that you would. The video that who was it? You and DJ? Y'all's video was funny. Like I was like actually enjoying myself watching that. Like and that wasn't me when I said that wasn't me just, you know, saying it because I like y'all and I appreciate all that y'all do for me, but that was literally like when I said that was hilarious and I really enjoyed watching it when I first watched it, I actually meant that. It was a fantastic video in my opinion. uh do I really want to worry about this? Is it that big of a deal? Yeah, I guess. Sorry, give me 1 second. Actually, let me pause this so I can read your thing. Uh, you'd come to watch. You come watch me to see my reaction to plot twists. Which video are you talking about? The horror type one? Yeah, yeah, yeah. The one where you were trying to go around and get those like generators. I can't remember what game that was, but I was like peeing my pants. I was laughing. I honestly thought it was really funny. Ooh, this is a really difficult pose. I don't know who the artist was for this, but this pose is a wild. Sorry, give me 1 second because this pose is a beast. There's a lot going on here. I hate horror, and DJ is just like, bro, stop peeing your pants. So I'm guessing you're not gonna watch, I'm gonna play like the new Dead Space, for instance. No. Yeah, Dead Space is a great game. I actually played it like when it first came out in like 2008 or 9 or whatever it was, and that was hard to get through. Ain't no shame in it. All right, all done. I think I am. I'm gonna pull out. That did not come out right. I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna zoom out. Oh lordy, I'm gonna zoom out so that we can see everything that got drawn today. Oh lordy. This is a good day's work. I'm pretty happy with all of these. This one's a little wonky, but that's because the drawing itself was a little wonky. How would you draw low angle figures? Sorry, I'm trying to think. By low angle, do you mean like, do you mean, camera here and facing up? So like, if I were to draw it as a box, it would be, give me 1 second. I guess it would be like that. Those figures are hard. Like that's the one I struggle with the most. Let me find one really fast, and we'll work on it. I can even, because I don't think I'm gonna get in trouble for one drawing reference. Because you can't start from the head. Well, you can. Give me 1 second. You can still start from the head. It's just that you would have to remember that you're gonna erase away a lot. You can kind of start your drawings like pretty much wherever you want. I always recommend doing like head and then torso because, I don't know, head I always like to draw first, but give me 1 second. I don't know why I'm struggling right now. Gesture poses, foreshorten poses. Alright, let's find one that is an ant's eye view. Yep. None of these are really good references. Sorry. Just one sec. Oh, this is a good one. This is a really good one, actually. This one's pretty good. And also, this one's not bad. So I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to import these into my thing. I'm going to open up a new whatchamacallit, and I'm going to import both of these. New canvas. Let's see here. I'll do these two because this is always really good for me to practice. So thank you, Saw, for the recommendation. After I finish these up, though, I'll be done for the night. For shortened poses, and this one, and where was the other one? I mean, even this one. I'll do these three. Oh Lord, they're small. Oh, actually, no, they're not. I just need to zoom in. Okay. So these are three. Again, these are not my original works. I found these on Sam Liu. It's the artist there. I don't know who the artist is here. And then that artist. So let's, for instance, let's go with, I'm going to draw this character, this character here. So I'm going to pull the reference up on my screen over here so that I can see it a little bigger, because I'm getting old. Actually, I have pretty good eyesight, but I just like to be able to see things pretty well. Give me 1 second. Just need to find it on here. Again, not my original works. I'm not going to sit here and act like I drew that. Alright, so I'll zoom back out once I finish up. So yeah. Yes, I can. I'll do both here in a minute. Alright, so again, this angle is low. Like, this angle is very low. I talked about this a little bit, I think in like the last stream that I did that was like this, but you want to imagine a shape that is, and you know what, the first thing I'm going to do actually is shrink this head a little bit. But the first thing you want to do is imagine a shape that's simple and put it in the perspective of the drawing. So this has two, like, I would say this has two different perspectives. The first one, here, I'll go up here so that you can see what I mean. So it has, sorry, let me just rasterize this layer. Rasterize, layer, rasterize, layer, rasterize. So I'm going to take this and pull it up. So the first perspective is here, and it's this. Sorry, my cylinder is a little sloppy. It's kind of like this. It's going, oh, it's actually a little bit more tilted. Let me try this again. It's, kind of like that. So that's what I'm envisioning as I'm drawing this piece. And notice the curves, right? That was a bad contour line right there. Oh no. Okay. Notice the curves. So you want to make sure you're kind of replicating that within your piece. So, like for instance, the shoulder here, right? And then now we got, this is basically done, this upper body piece. I could probably pull that up a bit. All right, and now we have this other perspective, which is this lower half. And the lower half is actually coming towards us a bit. So it's not, this is a little exaggerated, the cylinder that I'm currently drawing, but it's kind of like that, right? So we can see the bottom. So here you see the top, here you see the bottom. So now I'm going to go ahead and get this one in. Do you see a lot of the bottom? No, you don't. But you do see the bottom, and that's important when you're trying to portray shapes and depth and space, right? Is you need to make sure that you're understanding where these simple shapes are going. And you also want to look at relationships between shapes. This leg is a little, I think this, maybe I'm just being a little picky here, but the leg that isn't foreshortened feels a little long to me, but we'll go with what the artist has. And now I'm also thinking about how these shapes are going in perspective in regards to the limbs too, right? So I have this leg going this way. This leg is somewhat open on the bottom, but it's almost flat to us. So you're not going to get too much of a contour line. But it is there slightly, and then the lower leg of this part's going back away from us again. So the cap is that way, and then this leg, this lower leg here is, so knees there, is going away from us as well. And this one is going away from us at a really rapid rate, to the point where the ankle is like almost non-existent, and then you just get this foot. And one thing that I can do is I actually didn't tilt him enough. I can tilt him even more, and I could probably make this just slightly bigger. All right. Now I'm going to go in for the arm. And this arm is going toward us. And again, I'm paying special attention to the relationship between parts of the body, right? This arm, the hand of the arm actually goes past the knee right here. So that's what I'm showing right here, right? Is it's going past that shape. Just barely, but it does, and it's important. And then we finally get to one of the most foreshortened parts of this drawing, besides this lower part of the leg, which is his back arm. And get this. So let me erase this away. And this isn't going to be perfect. I'm not going to act like it is, but a way that you can start to like kind of test yourself. And one thing I do want to do, and I'm just looking at it, is I want to take this and shoot it outwards just a bit. I think that's better. So to test yourself, what you can do, I'm just going to clean this up a little bit so it's an easier read for us when we go to do this. But you can overlap this on top of what you were just drawing to see how close you were. And that's a good practice just to see how accurate your eye is when you're looking at the information that you're looking at. So let's try. And again, your intention here isn't to be perfect, it's just to see how well your eye is. So, for instance, for me, I need to, give me 1 second. I probably need to duplicate this so we can actually see everything here. So for me, I actually needed to bend him a little bit more. And he's not quite at the right angle. Just a little bit more. Here, let me duplicate this so you can see it. Duplicate it a couple of times. And then I can pull the opacity down. So as you can see, like, I just needed to bend him a bit more at the lower body. But other than that, it's pretty decent, right? It's not bad. This would pass, I think, the quick eye test. But that's how I would go about doing lower angle for that. So let's do one that's let's do one that's a little more challenging now. I would say this one's a more challenging low angle. So let's, I'm gonna merge these layers. Let's try this one. I'm going to do the same thing I just did. It's just a little difficult for me to be able to draw that tiny. If I ever get a 24-inch monitor, excuse me, I think it would be a little easier for me. But alright, so again, this is the one I'm drawing. So this is a very, very dynamic low angle view. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some of this in here. So again, I'm doing this stuff over here, but I'm doing it in my head. All right. That is the foundation of these works. And so, for instance, Saw, you can see, like, I am still starting with the head for all of these, and that's because it's just the way that I've kind of conditioned myself to draw. You can condition yourself to draw any way that you want to, and it's not right or wrong. Typically, I will say, I think that most schools of thought would say you want to go from largest shape to smallest. And I don't disagree with that. I would just rather draw the head first. So this leg's kind of like doing its own thing over there, and we can't really see where it's going. All right. All right, so I'm gonna actually go back and draw this upper leg first with the knee. And again, I'm paying special attention to the angles of different things, right? And sorry, not the angles, the relationships between different things. So right now I'm looking at, or not right now, but I was just looking at the relationship between the shoulder and the knee. Now I'm kind of looking at the relationship between the foot and where I would say like his glute is. and there's like kind of this angle here. Alright. And again, I'm not going for it. I don't want it to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to pass the eye test. And now there's this, he's like on a, it's like Spider-Man. He's on this like ledge that's like this. Then we get this back shoulder here. This goes down and out. Alright, so now I can go ahead, and again, probably the most foreshortened piece is this arm. You're going to hear that a lot. So and then we get the hand here. I'm gonna pull this back a bit, and we get here, here, and I do want, after I'm done butchering this poor hand, I do want to show y'all the importance of hands in this drawing in particular, and how it makes this drawing so much more dynamic when it's drawn correctly, because mine is not going to be drawn very well because I still really need to work on my hands. But maybe that'll be like my next stream here pretty soon, is like me struggling to draw hands. Ugh. Oh, I dread the day, but it's needed. I need to do some hands, man. Alright, so I'm not going to worry about, because it's just going to make me be a perfectionist, I'm not going to worry about the overlap on this one, but see, you can see here, like, it's close enough, right? It passes the eye test if you just give it a quick glance. Is this a person? And the angle is low. Yeah, I would say so. The thing I can do is beef up this leg a little bit, though. And there. Alright, so again, I'm thinking about all of these shapes. Like this one, if I were just to give it one quick shape, I would say it's probably this, but with a almost like a slit in it, because the shoulders kind of do this. I'm just making a mess here, but it splits, and there's like a hinge right here. Let's see here. See if I can do this. There's like a hinge right here, and you get like this, and then you get something like I also heard of others. You can start with a diminishing rect. Yes, you can. Like another way to think about all of these things, instead of just imagining this shape. Is that accurate? I would say so. It's just actually this cylinder is actually coming towards us more. So not only is it a hinge here, but it also rotates towards us like that, so you get something that's actually like this almost in a really strange way. So yeah, you could take and for instance, for this one, I'll just do it really fast. you can do something like this, and now you can just place this character in the box, right? What's in the box? Well, you can place him in the box, separate it in half, so that's how you would know where his hips are gonna rest, and then yep, you just go from there. So here I can do another layer really fast. So like his head is like here. Don't really get too much of his neck in this pose. And then you get waist in here. I'm not good at doing it this way because my brain just doesn't like trying to fit things into a little box, but this is like kind of how you would do it. And as you can see, I'm like riding the struggle bus here. Something like that. And to be honest with you, this needs to be exaggerated even more, so I would shrink this down a bit. And then you get this here with, I'm gonna do a cylinder going that way and then this way, and then this one, something like that. Then I can get rid of the box, and as you can see, it's not bad, right? It's following the perspective. So something like that. And if I were to, this one probably is going to be a little rough here. Give me 1 second, but I will place it over. Just let me finish this foot here. Alright, so I'll place it over just for fun. It's not going to be very accurate because I'm not used to drawing in this way, but that's not horrible. So I actually needed to have probably twisted the box more, but yeah, it's not bad, right? Fine. But that's how you would do kind of like a box in the beginning, in order to get like the lower angle there. I just, like I said, I prefer to just imagine the shape instead of like actually drawing it out and then trying to fit something into that box, because then you can get like, I personally just get a little too technical with it. Like this, I didn't need to do all that, like try to find the midline and all that jazz. Like it's just a lot of work. And I could make a pretty decent one doing this, but like, who cares how like super accurate it is, as long as it's conveying what you wanted to convey. Like I would just go into it and I don't know. Just freehand draw it and have fun trying to struggle with this angle, right? Because it's a difficult angle. These, because we don't see, the reason why these are so difficult is we don't see things in this perspective very frequently, right? Especially human bodies, unless you're just spending a lot of your life like laying down and looking up for whatever reason. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you jumping on and saying hi. Oops. Again, I need to like shrink stuff down here. Actually, I could probably do to shrink all of this down and move it back a bit. Yep. There you go. Alrighty, everybody. Well, I am gonna jump off. It's pretty late here, and I know that I'm gonna hang out online with my brother and one of my best friends. It's my best friend's birthday, so I'm gonna jump off for the night. I don't know if I'll stream this weekend or not. It just depends on how much work I'm able to get done. So. That's good, Andrew. I like to hear that. Art's all about just being happy with what you're drawing, I think. You know, and enjoying yourself. So, glad to hear that. But anyways, I'm gonna jump off, everybody. I appreciate all of you for hopping on, asking questions, keeping me company, talking to me. I love all of y'all, and I will see you in the next stream. I'll try to put up a post for when it's gonna happen and stuff like that prior. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday, I'm not sure, but at the very latest, like Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. But I'll see you. I hope y'all have a nice night, and I'll catch you in the next one.